see how it goes because I never get the flu. So adults that are healthy, young adults that are healthy, if you're healthy, that's awesome. But your immune system is not built up to fight H3N2 virus. Your immune system has never been around it. It's a brand new virus, and you're not going to build up the immunity. And that's why people who have the flu shot and don't have the flu shot are both getting sick equally likely. Statistically speaking, 50% chance you get it or you don't, whether you had the flu shot or not, because H3N2 is not covered by the flu shot that I have in my arm, or that I got in my arm. H1N1 flu strand is covered. So if I had got the H1N1 flu strand, I wouldn't even got it because I would have been protected against that. However, new strands of viruses morph every single year, and they can't predict what flu is going to come out this year and what's going to kill people. However, they can help you as much as possible by protecting you against the ones that they do know about. Now, we'll see how it goes because I never get the flu. Sure enough, H3N2 comes out and hits me, who got the flu shot, and my son, who did not get the flu shot. Tested 2 blood vessels in this arm, 2 in this arm, and then they finally got it in where you can't see it because they did it correctly, which is like right here. My nails was turning a little bit bluish, which is a sign of like oxygen deprivation. The 12-hour steroid shot in my butt. I felt as though my chest was caving in. I was throwing up and had uncontrollable bowel movements or gastrointestinal issues. Lost my voice. I was getting short of breath. I had laryngitis in my throat. I was literally coughing so much I was pissing myself every time I was coughing. I had that severe ear infection, laryngitis, pinched nerve in my neck, and the double pneumonia. I had a sick baby again, and I'm a sick mommy. I can't breathe myself, but I gotta take care of my baby. I had another x-ray, and that pneumonia is still in my lungs, and it's not going anywhere. I have energy. I just feel like I got hit by a truck. I'm still scared because I'm not in the clear yet. So, you know, we'll see how it goes because I never get the flu. Hi, my cuddle bugs, it's Anna Marie here, and I just have you guys up very simple. You can see in the background I got different couches, I got boxes. I am moving very soon. I have my voice back too, so hi, hey. And today I'm just doing a mukbang. I got FRESHII burrito. It's a Baja burrito with quinoa and falafel in it, and I have a fizzy apple sparkling water, and I'm literally going to read you guys all the shit that's happened to me in the last month. Because I want you guys to know the crap that I went through with this flu. And I literally just got back from the doctor, and they told me that I've still got pneumonia. That's survived 3 antibiotics. And now I'm going on another antibiotic. And I've had pneumonia for 2 weeks. It's been a 4-week thing going on right now. So, let's begin. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a big thumbs up. I know you guys probably miss my mukbangs, but I couldn't go back to the office and grab my lunch, so I was like, let me just go and get this lunch quick. And so, here's the burrito. Doesn't it look cute? FRESHII. So, I don't have anything to like set it on top of so you guys can see it. Didn't plan all that out. There's some pneumonia. Didn't plan all that out, so I'll just show it to you. I had a new guy make it, so he didn't make it amazing, but here's my burrito. Let's get it a good bite. Okay, it's like falling all apart and shit. He was cute. There he is. I can forgive him. That's good. So, it has kale, it has quinoa, corn, fresh tomatoes, fresh lettuce, fresh cabbage. I got falafel, fresh chives. It's like a healthy version of Chipotle. Super good. Oh. Dude needs a little practice. It's okay, I forgive him. Everybody's new ones. But there it is. It's really fun part. Here's a piece of that falafel. Okay. So I'm literally going to read this to you. I've shared it with some of you. It's really based off a discussion board I had for my class, in which I had to find a recent health news article or like news covering of something recently going on with health. And of course, I've been going through this flu crap. So of course, I was gonna find an article about flu crap and talk about it. So I find it important to share my story and urge even healthy young adults to get help ASAP if they're exhibiting signs of the flu. I found an interesting article, which I'll link below in my description, in regards to the H3N2 Influenza virus, which is what I've been dealing with. However, prior to discussing that article at all, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit of a background, even though you guys kind of already know, about what I've been going through with this flu. Give that bite. Sorry about that. So, yes. Let me open it back up because it like took me forever to write it. I spent like 3 hours writing it. So, January 19th through January 26, 2018, I had the H3N2 influenza virus. The H3N2 influenza virus is a strand of the flu that is new, and there's no vaccine against it right now. I got the flu shot back in November. During that time frame of those days, I felt as though my chest was caving in. I was throwing up and had uncontrollable bowel movements or gastrointestinal issues. This is typical with any kind of flu. I first saw my doctor for the flu and was diagnosed January 21st. So I waited 2 days after my initial symptoms to actually go into the doctor and say, hey, I'm not feeling right. I feel like I'm going to die tomorrow, you know. And that's when they checked me and I had that H3N2 influenza. They also had me do some breathing tests because my asthma was so incredibly flared that they were worried, and they warned me that I was going to have secondary complications due to the flu. Mind you, at this time, my son got influenza as well. He was going through the same kind of things as me, so mama's down, Colton's down. It was really rough. Oh my God, it's so good and healthy. So now let's get to January 27th through 30th, 2018. My flu symptoms kind of subsided. Colton was 3 days behind me all the time, so he was still dealing with flu symptoms. But I lost my voice. And I lost my voice. I was getting short of breath. I had laryngitis in my throat. And I had some asthma things going on. Now, I went to the doctor, again, on the 31st of January, where I was being seen for chronic laryngitis, and I was diagnosed. I went in for laryngitis because my throat was so bad, and I was just concerned about it, and because I couldn't hear on my left ear, and I came out with a right lower lobe pneumonia diagnosis. I said, well, guess I wasn't paying that much attention. I thought I was just having asthma issues, you know. I didn't even notice that. Okay, so I started the antibiotic, the first antibiotic that day. The next day I didn't feel good, so they switched me antibiotics. Okay, so with that antibiotic, it was called something with a B, and it went for 10 days. Anyway, I started that one, and I couldn't stop coughing. Like, I was literally coughing so much, I was pissing myself every time I was coughing. And I also couldn't catch my breath. This went on for a few days because I was waiting for that antibiotic to kick in. So February 3rd now, I went back to urgent care. And I went back in because I wanted to get my ear checked. I was going deaf in that ear, and I want to make sure that things are going okay. I also had intense neck pain, and I figured that might have been because I was coughing so much and I wasn't sleeping, and I was just laying around, that it was a posture issue thing. But anyway, I wanted to get checked for that. At the urgent care. And I was scared. I got x-rays again, and the pneumonia had spread to both of my lungs. So your right lung has 3 lobes. My right lowest lobe was infected with pneumonia fully. And then my left lower lobe, you have 2 there in your left side, was also infected at that point. And, of course, I couldn't breathe. So at that point, I was put on Levaquin, which is a really, really strong antibiotic. A lot of times they don't recommend that because you can have tendon ruptures and tendon pain, and that's really rare, but they gotta let you know. On top of that, they gave me prednisone. I'm so bad at that. It's a steroid that opens up your lungs so that you can breathe. Oh, I'm sorry. At that point, they did not give me the prednisone. At that point, they gave me the Levaquin. Okay, so the Levaquin, that's what they gave me. They said to up your steroid inhaler, and they gave me a shot, which is a 12-hour steroid shot in my butt. That's what happened that day. And so I had that severe ear infection, laryngitis, pinched nerve in my neck, and the double pneumonia. So went back home, you know, take care of myself, and was just feeling awful. Like, I've had pneumonia before, and this was not any regular pneumonia, you guys. This pneumonia snuck up on me, first of all. It didn't present the normal symptoms like rib cage pain or any kind of like spitting up of stuff. It was just really dry and hoarse. It's falling apart. But it's so tasty. So yeah. It just kind of snuck up on me, and it was sticking there. So February, that day I posted a video on YouTube, and you guys were like, you need to really go in. And I said, you know, I feel safe. I'm only 2 miles from a doctor or the ER. And, you know, at that point, I felt safe at my house. Now, overnight, I felt fine. Woke up, said, okay, let me get Colton to school, because at this point, I thought he was okay to go to school, which he wasn't. I didn't know he would have pneumonia in a couple days. So I took him there, and I said, when I was walking back out to the car, I started getting so dizzy, and so I sat there and I started crying, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I should just go to the ER, but I really can't afford to miss work. I know I got paid time off, but if I use all my vacation and all my personal time, then I'm screwed. All I have is sick time for the rest of the year, because you don't accrue it at the beginning. You have to accrue it throughout the year. And I was like, I'm just screwed at this point. Like, I know my boss is awesome, my company is awesome, they're going to work with me, but all these things ran through my head when I was trying to make the decision. So I went back home, and I rested for a couple minutes, logged into work, you know, and everyone was just saying, you know, you should just go in. Go in, you're still feeling like crap, you're going to be out another month if you don't get help. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I think I'm at the point where I don't feel safe, and I want to go in. And at this point, my fingertip, under my nails was turning a little bit bluish, which is a sign of, like, oxygen deprivation. And I really couldn't breathe. I couldn't talk either, so it's not like I was being helpful to any of the doctors that were asking me these questions. So February 5th, I admitted myself to the ER. I walked in. Some ladies had gotten in a car crash right before me. They went in. I got immediate help, because I couldn't breathe. My oxygen level was alarmingly low, about 78, and my heart rate was at 170, which was really scary for me. I got fast treatment, new x-rays for pneumonia, and it looked like it was kind of going away a little bit, not really growing, which is fine. At EKG, saying my heart was doing all right. 3 breathing treatments, that's like nebulizer. Steroids for my lungs, so prednisone I never got until I got to the ER. And that's when I started being able to breathe again, which was awesome. For me, that was awesome. My heart was racing again because I was dehydrated, so I got 2 bags of fluids and some nice bruising. They busted 2 blood vessels in this arm, 2 in this arm, and then they finally got it in where you can't see it because they did it correctly, which is like right here. And they used a ultrasound machine to find that vein. So I finally got fluids, and I was feeling so much better, so 6 hours later, I was able to leave. So when I left, I went straight, I was still on my phone doing work on my email, but I went straight over to my primary care doctor, and I said, look, I need to know what I need to do. I need a doctor's note. I need to let my work know that what is going on. because you can say so much for word of mouth, but they're eventually going to need like some kind of documentation to make sure that you're covered by all the services that they do provide. So they said I can't go to work. They said the whole week I can work at home at my discretion, but I cannot go to the office. That it was essentially dangerous for my breathing. Okay. So that's 3 weeks in. That was last week. So I stayed at home all last week. And worked from home, and I was able to get my hours in, which was nice, and took breaths, breaks, and I was able to do my nebulizer treatment. Well, Friday, which is February 7th, I believe it was February 7th. Anyway, February 7th, my son his coughing had got to a point again where I was concerned and took him in to get seen for pneumonia symptoms. And sure enough, he had right lower pneumonia. Got put on an antibiotic. At this point, I was on my last day of my antibiotic, I believe. And then the very next day, so Saturday, he just took a turn for the worse, and we had to go back to I called the nurse on call. I said, this is not right. Something's going on. Sure enough, that first antibiotic, it did not work. The second antibiotic, when I took him in, he was throwing up everywhere. His fever was out of control. He did another x-ray, and it's the scariest thing to see that the pneumonia has moved into both of his lungs. So I had a sick baby again, and I'm a sick mommy. I can't breathe myself, but I gotta take care of my baby. Okay? They were able to level him out so we didn't have to go to the ER. Thank God. And from there, he got better. Neb treatments. I kept him home this Monday too, which was the 12th. And he did breathing treatments. He's on 2 antibiotics right now. He actually ends his second antibiotic today. So I'm keeping track of that. I went back in today. So let me go back to February 7th and just see what I wrote. Oh my gosh, now I lost it. So February 7th, I'm on the mend. However, the 3-year-old is showing signs of coughing. Okay, so February 9th, I was scared that he got the pneumonia from me, and sure enough, the next day, he couldn't stop throwing up. Okay, so I went over all that. He's finally on the mend as of February 13th, which is just yesterday. Now I've aired my garbage, right? And that was not with the edited update today. So today, I went back in just for a primary care visit to follow up with my pneumonia. And I was hoping they would just be like, you're paranoid, you're breathing fine, you're just wheezing because of your asthma. No. I had another x-ray, and that pneumonia is still in my lungs and it's not going anywhere. But my blood is fine. My blood levels are fine. There was a good chunk of avocado. So for 24 hours, I just gotta wait till the antibiotic gets kicked in my system, and then I can go back to work. Anyway, I have energy. I just feel like I got hit by a truck. But I'm okay, though. So I'll be very careful watching Colton. Now, the next point, and this might be a long video, and you guys might not care what I'm saying, but now that I aired my garbage, in a sense, you might be asking me why I'm sharing all this personal information with you. I'm sharing because I want people to know the importance of catching the flu symptoms as soon as possible. In the article linked below in my description, you'll read the severity of the flu outbreak in Wisconsin. I'm unsure of other states' flu season has been severe. However, I live in Wisconsin, and people are dropping like flies. People are dying. People are dropping like flies. Now, I must add that I got my flu shot, you guys. I got my flu shot. I get it every year, but you know what? I was in a controversy over it with a couple of my friends, and I said, you know what? I won't get Colton the flu shot this year. We'll see how it goes because I never get the flu. Sure enough, H3N2 comes out and hits me, who got the flu shot, and my son, who did not get the flu shot. Now, my son started showing signs of getting better a lot faster than I did. However, I want to just talk about that. One thing I disagree with in the article is that the author states if you're generally healthy and you get the flu, you only need to see a doctor if your fever goes higher, or your cough gets worse, or you have trouble breathing. The reason I disagree with the statement is because I'm a generally healthy adult. I'm a young, healthy mom. I do my exercises. I eat well. I don't get sick a lot. I usually bounce back from colds and other little minor viruses so quickly, but not this time. I was out for a month with the flu. And had I not been on top of my health and been watching my son, we could have been a lot worse off than just being out for a month. I secondly disagree with the statement because when I was discussing my illnesses with the doctor, she mentioned quite clearly that healthy young people are getting kicked out incredibly quickly with this round of the flu. That everybody needs to be aware how deadly the flu is and not to wait until they can't breathe or have the high fevers to get helped. Monique also stated that with this flu virus, most people get a secondary bacterial pneumonia, which could be one of two strands of pneumonia, and that's why it's not receptive to some of the antibiotics. And if people are just sitting at home waiting it out or trying to prescribe things for themselves, they can cause themselves more harm and even death. Children and elderly are more susceptible to these illnesses. We already know that. But anybody with asthma is going downhill fast as well. So adults that are healthy, young adults that are healthy, if you're healthy, that's awesome. But your immune system is not built up to fight H3N2 virus. Your immune system has never been around it. It's a brand new virus, and you're not going to build up the immunity. And that's why people who have the flu shot and don't have the flu shot are both getting sick equally likely. Statistically speaking, 50% chance you get it or you don't, whether you had the flu shot or not, because H3N2 is not covered by the flu shot that I have in my arm, or that I got in my arm. H1N1 flu strand is covered. So if I had got the H1N1 flu strand, I wouldn't even got it because I would have been protected against that. However, new strands of viruses morph every single year, and they can't predict what flu is going to come out this year and what's going to kill people. However, they can help you as much as possible by protecting you against the ones that they do know about. So don't say that the flu shot is killing people because it's not. It protects against a certain strain of flu. H3N2 has no protection. Nobody is protected from it. You either get it or you don't. You either drink your pop or you don't drink it. You're going to get the flu or you're not, whether you're a healthy adult, whether you're elderly, whether you're a child. So don't go blaming a flu shot this time. And my doctor stressed that. And actually, I saw like 8 doctors, and they all stressed the same thing. So don't be making assumptions, people. And I know I might get some hate for that, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm very strongly opinionated about this. I will be getting my son a flu shot next year. I'll be getting myself a flu shot because if H1N1 comes back next year, I'm about to be covered. If H3N2 comes back, I might be screwed. Just saying. Or the swine flu, I'll be screwed. I didn't get the immunization for the swine flu year. So one sign of weakness in this article that I was going to link below is that there's no sources or interviews from doctors and scientists relating to the flu. There's one about Tom Hopp. However, I see no citation for him. Who is he? What did he do? Where does he work? And how does he know any of this information? We can use our common sense to know that the flu is an epidemic and people are dying. One strength I see in the article is that they give you tips on how not to get the flu. They give you tips to not go see people if you're not feeling good. And I totally understand the bill situation because I will drag myself to work whether I have that or not. But try not to see people, especially elderly and children. It's alarming to read that this strand of the virus is causing hospitals to run out of space. It really makes you think about the symptoms. So, all in all, you guys, I always suggest just get the flu shot. I regret not giving my son it. Like I said, I was in the middle of a controversy regarding the flu shot, but now that I've had the flu and I've talked to specialists and doctors and people who prescribe it, like people who are like behind the scenes, like in labs and shit, now I understand that the vaccine is not going to cover you against the flu strand that is in effect this year. You can get H1N1, H3N2, or the swine flu this year. With the pneumonia, there's 2 different strands of the bacterial pneumonia that you can get this year. The antibiotics don't cover everything, you guys. So get help. I don't know, I just talked up a storm. But I think it's important. I think it's important to talk about and have other people's opinions out there, especially coming straight from me, who's had the flu and had pneumonia and has been going on 4 freaking weeks, a month, you guys. And I'm a otherwise healthy person. I eat healthy. I boost my immune system. I'm not afraid to go to the doctor for help. I've been there 10 times now in the last 4 weeks. My son's been there 6 times in the last 2 weeks. No, 4 weeks. He's taking a lot better than I am, but he bounces, you know, my doctor was saying, well, he's going to bounce back a little faster because you have the asthma on top of it. So he does have asthma, but he doesn't have it to the extent that I have it with my bad allergies. So we're just kind of hanging in there. Yeah. I got this bracelet for my grandma for Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I'll probably have this up today. My earrings too. And I was looking cute until I went to the doctor and got that news, so. Dripping all down my face and stuff. What's new? Anyway, yeah, you guys. I just want you to be informed of everything I've gone through. My voice is back, thank God, but I might lose it again with this pneumonia. I don't know. I have a follow-up visit in a week, so next Monday. Actually, a little bit less than a week. To make sure the second round of antibiotic, well, actually the second round of the third round of antibiotics is going to work. So I was on Levaquin and Prednisone last week. Felt better for a day and a half, and I came right back. That's because it didn't kill the pneumonia, so they're going to try that again, and then we'll just got to keep going on from there. Seeing what else we can do. You guys, I urge you to take care of yourself. The flu is killing people, and it's fucking scary, you guys. Like, I am still scared because I'm not in the clear yet. Luckily, we're at the peak of flu season, and hopefully from here on out, the flu kind of goes away as the weather gets warmer. The flu thrives in cold, dry conditions, so yeah. You guys like, comment, subscribe, I hope you like this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!